Hey YouTube, what's going on? This is Chris, and today we're reviewing a very special car. This was made by the Porsche Exclusive program. Basically every option you can possibly think of in Porsche 911 has pretty much been tampered with here, and it is a really beautiful spec car. I'm here with Charlie at Porsche Warrington, and we're going to take this car out for a drive and go over some of the, you know, of course, the beautiful detail of the interior and the spec, and just take it out for a drive, have some fun, and show off the awesome power of this 911 Turbo S. This is a 2016 model. This is the 991.1, and I think the MSRP you said was about $236,000.
$236,000. Yeah.
Okay, so that just gives you an idea of really how incredible this car is in terms of what's done to it. So, without further ado, we'll take it out on the road and have some fun.
Great, Chris. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
For doing this. It's a lot of fun.
Always. I love doing this. So.
Anytime we can drive a 911 on the road makes it a lot of fun.
Exactly. It's always a good time to take it out. Okay. Right?
And we'll get lucky with the traffic.
I was going to say, that works out nice.
So as you can see with the Turbo S model, all-wheel drive all the time. Instant power to the road.
Absolutely. And with the Porsche PDK, I mean, Porsche really has perfected their dual clutch transmission, and it is buttery smooth. And everything in this interior is just flawless. The seats are extremely comfortable. The ride's very smooth. It's really an awesome experience being even just in the passenger seat. Yeah. So it's definitely nice.
And you have on your cars you can have memory for your passenger side as well as your driver's side. So if you're switching drivers, you both have your settings.
Some presets set for everyone.
We're taking advantage of the rear wheel steering. Under 30 miles an hour, your wheels are turning the opposite direction of your front, so you can pivot around a turn really fast.
Tight turns.
Over 50 miles an hour turns with the front wheels. So again, just blending and looking at traffic and the track events. It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's definitely a really cool thing. I didn't know that they were doing that. Charlie let me know about that before we got in the car. So I don't think I've driven a car yet with rear wheel steering in it. So it'll definitely be interesting to feel it out and see how much different it is.
When we pull over up here, I'll just put you in a spot where you have to make a really sharp
tight turn.
Yeah, the turning radius is just amazing. It's like turning on a dime.
Alright guys, so I am going to be in the driver's seat now for the rest of the review. We'll take it out on some this nice windy back road up here, have a good time with it, and definitely have a sharp turn to make here to get out of this parking lot. So let's see how the rear wheel steering does. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's actually,
isn't it crazy?
I'm kind of shocked about that. That's pretty impressive that it was able to do that. It
takes a couple feet off of the turning radius of a standard car. Yeah.
No more K-turns.
Yeah.
I'll put it in manual and shift around a little bit with the paddles on the steering wheel. They are steering mounted paddles, and they're aluminum, really good feel in the hand. And it's really a nice steering wheel as well. Thick bolsters, you know, the nice stitching really gives a quality feel as well. A little bit of the turbo noise coming in, and I wasn't even on the gas that much.
Yeah.
Super fast shifts, that's awesome.
Yeah, the PDK is just amazing. It's a great transmission.
Yeah, definitely.
It works really well with the turbo engines too, with the high torque.
And you said that the torque hit's very low, right? About 1,700
About 1,700 RPMs, exactly.
That is great. I mean, especially in a lot of the turbo cars, you sort of have to wait for the turbo to sort of spool up.
Yeah.
So it's nice that Porsche was able to, you know, optimize it a little bit.
It stays right in the lane.
Yeah, it really just stays on the road. Wow, that's really fast. This car is about 560 horsepower, all-wheel drive. So when you put your foot down, it just goes. Yeah. It's a really smooth, you know, transition. You know, the GT2 was very vicious when the boost came on. You know, but this is definitely smoothened out nicely.
Yeah, they want on the GT cars, you want that interaction to be a little bit more, so less sound dampening in the body of the car, so you hear the gears. This car, they want the best of both worlds.
Yes. Really fun, really you know, sporty car, but of course dailyable. You know, it's not some rowdy car. You know, not like a rowdy track car.
You could drive it every day to work. Then on the weekends, have a lot of fun with this car on the track.
Absolutely. this isn't necessarily the smoothest road either, so I'm impressed that there's like no rattling, you know.
Yeah, exactly. No bounce.
Yep.
And we're in our standard mode, so you have your Sport and your Sport Plus mode, and
Okay.
then you can also tighten up the dynamic suspension.
Gotcha. Wow.
Yeah. Brings a smile to your face.
It really does. Again, the boost really it comes on very smooth.
Yeah.
Another thing I was mentioning to Charlie is that the gauge layout's really nice. Your third gauge is actually it can show the GPS navigation as well, so you don't really have to take your eyes off and look at the screen in the center console area.
Yeah.
Really just a nice feature that you can, I'm sure there's some other options we can go through as well.
Yeah, they want your phone functions, radio functions, everything right in front of you.
Okay.
Now you've noticed our engine turned off. That was
Yep.
auto start stop. So that's in
Gotcha.
your normal mode. If you were in Sport,
It'll stay on.
it will stay on. Just prepared for
Gotcha.
fun all the time, so the RPMs will be
Gotcha.
ready.
Okay.
Ready to launch.
Absolutely. And 0 to 60 happens
About
in
2.9, 2.8,
Oh my
2.9
God.
seconds. Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah. It's a rocket ship.
Definitely. Yeah, you do hear, now that we're in the Sport, I can sort of hear the turbo just a little bit more, a little bit of the burble from the exhaust.
When you're in Sport Plus mode, then you'll have the blipping, downshifting.
Okay.
Yeah. And what's nice, you won't, if you don't see anybody, then you kind of
Have a little fun.
little fun
Exactly.
room. Some twisty turnies here. And you're good. It's very well planted.
Yeah, it
just
really
stays.
feels just smooth.
Yeah.
No body roll at all.
Yeah. Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. It's the
That's
power.
crazy.
That's just amazing.
Guys, I'm taking it pretty easy here because I don't want to, you know, have any problems here with the car, but I can only imagine what a trained professional can do in a car like this,
yeah.
you know, just racing around. It's just unreal. It's just a slingshot when the boost comes on. Now, what is the difference between Sport and Sport Plus?
Okay, so your Sport mode will change your shift pattern to remap your throttle response.
Okay.
Your normal shifting is about 25 to 3,500 RPM. So
Okay.
your Sport mode will take you about 35 to 4,500. Your Sport Plus mode kind of releases all the guides. You're shifting at about 8,000 RPM.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it'll also loosen up your limited slip a little bit, give you a little bit of play in there, tighten up
Gotcha.
any suspension options that you have in the vehicle. And then again, when you're downshifting in your automatic mode, it's blipping you out of gear. So-
Gotcha. Okay. You know, visibility is actually really good in this car.
Yeah.
I mean, the view in front of you is so open.
Exactly.
And I mean, with the panoramic sunroof in this one, gives you a very open feel. It's really nice. That's like half throttle. That's unreal. The engine has a really like good like sort of throaty intake noise too. You can really hear the induction. Big turn. Wow. It's just crazy. It's so smooth and it just zips right through these turns, guys. It's just insane.
And this is not a perfect road, and you don't get any of that front end bounce that you see in a lot of other cars. It's just it's planted.
Exactly.
The ceramic brakes help you stop at a dime.
Yeah, they just grip this car right to a stop. Alright, think we're looking good. Wow, that was full throttle right there. Crazy.
Makes your
Absolutely
face
crazy.
move.
Yeah, it sucks you right back into the seat. Once you experience the just power. It's really addicting to not just keep
going,
planting your foot further and further each time. And then when you get stuck behind trucks and traffic, you can just put it in 6th gear and cruise, and it's just like an average daily driver car. You have all the amenities you need, like the navigation, plenty of other technology stuff as well.
Bluetooth phone, Bluetooth audio.
Exactly.
Satellite radio.
Yeah, it's a really comfortable seats. Again, it's sort of that perfect blend between the track sport seats, but they're really comfortable and plush. So it's awesome. How a car like this, I know, how the boost really affected the power band, but it's, it just comes right on, and, all 560 horsepower is accessible basically. And with the all-wheel drive, this thing just rockets up to speed. It's really a beautiful car, and, it looks good driving down the street. It'll turn heads, especially with this, orange color. It's a really beautiful color, and I think this is probably one of the most spec'd 911 Turbo S's out there, or even just 911s in general. I don't think many people will be able to find a car like this in the used market, and it's really a special car. You guys will see, so I'm excited to show it.
Yeah, definitely one of a kind.
Certainly. All right, guys, we are back at Porsche of Warrington, and Charlie, thank you so much for letting me take the car out. Really appreciate it. Really a fantastic car. At this point, what I'm going to do is, do some overview shots of the exterior and interior, and talk about the features of the car, go around the exterior, and like I said, this is a really spec'd car. I have to show a lot of awesome details of this one. So, without further ado, we'll go right into that. Alright guys, so here I am sitting in the Turbo S. I'll start off with the, how spacious the interior feels. I'm 6'3" tall, no issue whatsoever with headroom. And really just a spacious feel created by a Porsche with, the panoramic sunroof. These windows are huge, and there's just tons of frontal visibility, rear visibility. The rear window just in general is just huge, and there's visibility everywhere. So that's definitely a huge pro of this car. Really awesome. And let's just start going over some of the specs of this car. So as you can see, tons of orange accents in here. Even the little vents are painted, which is just amazing attention to detail. This whole center console area is orange. Orange vents again. Orange for the cup holder covers and the dash trim on this side. And again, orange on that door over there. Really awesome. Definitely something that you don't see often in these cars is, exterior paint matched interior pieces. To further extend the, the spec, even these little pieces surrounding the vent are trimmed in this leather. Every piece of leather in here is sort of a nice brown, really nice color. And again, it's just all over the dash and around the vents as well. On this door piece over here, you have an Alcantara roof liner, which is great. And the stitching on the leather actually matches the lighter color in the interior. Now to overview the seats, these are really great seats, and they're really super comfortable, very luxurious feeling, and again, they give a very sporty feel as well. You see you have the Porsche logo debossed right in the headrest there, And coming down here, the sort of lumbar section, in fact the rest of the lower area of the seat, is sort of that pinhole leather to allow the heating and cooling of the seat. And it's just a really breathable material, and it feels extremely comfortable to sit in. They're not necessarily the squishiest, but they're also not very firm. A lot of German cars have super firm seats, especially Mercedes-Benz. I know their seats are sort of firm seats, sort of uncomfortable at times to sit in for long periods of time, but these are not like that at all. It's really just a good blend of you know, what you'd expect in a car like this. Just very comfortable, very supportive, and again, they really hold you in place with the sort of big bolsters there on the side, and again down here bolstering right there as well. Super comfortable. You can see here in the center area there's a lot of different options to play with. You have the tuner to select different stations, media, so you can plug in something like an aux or a Bluetooth phone. The phone in general you can connect, so you can answer and hang up with these buttons right there. Navigation, so you can enter in a different address or, you know, a location you're trying to get to, and just the general map overview as well. Below that is the climate control. So this main switch right here allows you to crank up the speed of the fans. You can lower that back down. Dual climate control, of course, you can do an automatic sync, AC on or off. Right here you have the window defrost, recirculate, rear window defrost, heated and cooled seats, both passenger and driver get that. And on this side, of course, you can change the area that the air conditioning or heat is blowing. So right here you have the PDK transmission selector. It's very simple. You simply just push down like a normal shifter. So there's reverse, neutral, and then drive. And over to the left, manual. So you can shift plus or minus, or use the paddles on the steering wheel. So go ahead and put that back in park. Right here in the center, you have the Sport button, Sport Plus, PDCC, which is the dampening suspension system, traction control. You can turn off the auto start and stop, and this is the button to raise and lower the spoiler on the rear, and the diffuser, which is in the front bumper. Right here you have a little ashtray, and again a really nice leather trimmed armrest with the debossed Turbo S insignia. And right there you have the paint matched key, which is really cool. Very, very awesome. Right here in the center you can open and close the sunshade for the large panoramic sunroof, and of course open and close it. So here you go. If you push this up, you can close the panoramic sunroof with a nice little sun visor. Open that back up. And then if you want, you can pop up the sunroof, which is nice. And then the button below that allows you to slide the sunroof all the way back. Brings quite a bit of light in here. It's a huge, huge sunroof, which is awesome. And you can go ahead and just tip that forward, and the sunroof will close. Another thing to mention is this car has the Burmeister audio system, which sounds great. You can go right here and just crank up the volume, and it sounds really, really good. There's quite a bit of bass and a really crisp tone. Awesome sound system. You can see them in a lot of high-end cars, and they sound absolutely terrific. Okay guys, so right here in the center is the beautiful layout of the gauge cluster. All the lights are turned on right now because I don't have the car fully turned on, so that's why all the lights are lit up right now. But right here you have the temperature gauge of the car's engine. You have gas level. Right there you have the beautiful navigation layout, which I was mentioning earlier when I was driving it. Really convenient to have that there, not have to take your eyes really off the road for a long period of time. You can just glance down and see where you are. In the center, of course, you have the RPM gauge and your shifter position. Nice little digital miles per hour down there at the bottom. And then on this left gauge, you have the analog miles per hour gauge with mileage and trip odometer down there. And then that very far gauge on the end is basically oil information, so pressure and temperature. And yeah, it's really a good layout. I think it's awesome. Up here you can see the nice Sport Chrono package right there in the center of the dash. It's another option that has been added to this car just to add to the value of it. It's just a nice feature to have if you really plan to track this car and have some fun with it. So once again, that's something you don't find very often in these cars. It's a nice little add-on there. And then right here is pretty much what it looks like in a nutshell to sit in the driver's seat of the Turbo S. This is basically what most of the 991.1 Porsches look like on the interior, minus, you know, of course, all of the details of this spec and some of the add-ons, but pretty much this is what it appears. Really nice steering wheel, as I mentioned, the large bolsters right there. Awesome, just aluminum paddles right here with the tactile feedback. It's really clicky, and you know, it's a good feel. Super fast shifts as well. So yeah, I think this is really just a great car in general. I'm very pleased with how it performed. I've been really eager to drive one of these since I saw one over the summer up close and got to sort of sit in it and check it out. And I was really curious to see how the turbo, you know, engine performed, and it really does a good job. You know, as I was saying, the turbo spools up very quickly, and I was very impressed by that. Porsche did a great job with it. It's a really fantastic car, super fast. If you're someone looking at something like this, highly recommend that you go to your local Porsche dealership. If you're in the Doylestown, Bucks County area even, come on down to Sloane Porsche Warrington and take a look at their selection. They have some really awesome cars here on the lot, or you can, of course, order one through them. I just want to thank Sloane Porsche of Warrington for inviting me out again to take this beautiful car for a drive. As I said, if you guys are in the Doylestown area or in the Bucks County area, definitely come down to this dealership and check them out. Really great people here, and they have a huge selection of Porsches, so come check them out. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, as that really helps me out. And if you have not already, subscribe to my channel for more awesome videos like this one. We're about to do another review here as well, so of course you'll see that one when it comes out. And yeah, just tons of car videos coming out on my channel with some, you know, all sorts of stuff. Exotic cars, high-end cars, sports cars, modded cars, tuner cars, just everything cars, vlogging and stuff like that. Be sure to subscribe and check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Take care.